Today I'm going to show you guys how to do the reverse drum effect. Yeah, just like that.
True Sound Studios is in your ears.
Hey guys, what is up? I'm Weezna, and as always we are here in my studio, True Sound Studios, and today I get to show you guys this really cool reverse drum effect. So this drum effect is really cool because essentially what we're going to do is reverse the drums, we're going to put some reverb on it, and when you flip it back around, all those drums that only had a sustain on them now have this like building crescendoed attack, and then it releases. So it's just a really cool kind of like fun effect to do. Now I often do an effect like this maybe at the end of a song or during a verse when you're really trying to like change the mood of something. And this is just a really cool, fun way to do it. So I'm going to demonstrate this on a live drum kit, but you guys don't have to just use this on live drums. You can use this on programmed drums. In fact, you could use it on percussion, and I'm sure you could use it on a whole bunch of other things too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and record some live drums, and then we're going to get into how to do this effect. Okay, so the drums are recorded. So first thing, let me go ahead and unarm these. And the next thing we want to do is go ahead and create just another track. So here we go, another track up here. We'll just label this effects drums. Okay, there we go. Okay, so something to know about this. You really want to make sure that your drum mix is the way that you want it before you go ahead and do these effects drums. Now, the reason is we're going to essentially take all 6 of those drum tracks and mix it down to a stereo file. So, maybe wait till towards the end of the song, when you really set on the drum levels and compression and all that stuff. Obviously, you'll just get a better result out of doing these effects reverse verb drums. So I've recorded these drums with only 6 microphones, and I will link the video to how I did that in the description of this video. Okay, so now let's go ahead and mix these drums down. So I'm just going to grab all of the drums. So we got the overheads, 2 kick channels, then we got the snare top, and then the snare trigger mic, and then a rack tom, and then the floor tom. So 6 channels of drums, and now what we're gonna do is go up here to tracks. We want to bounce to tracks. So if we set this up, destination is going to be that first track that we made right there, effects drums. And the channel format, we wanna make sure it's in stereo. Now you could do this in mono if you want even, a narrower drum sound, but I don't want it to be too tiny, so I'm going to keep this in stereo. And then down here with the fast bounce, you guys should uncheck this because I do believe that you get a little more quality out of it. But right now, just for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and keep the fast bounce, but turn it off when you do this. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and mix down. Okay, and so there you go. So now it has taken those 6 tracks of drums and mixed it down to a single stereo track. So if we solo this. All right, cool. So now the first thing we need to do is we need to find a spot to, to put these effects drums in, because you're probably not going to want it, throughout the whole track. So I think right when it comes in the second verse here, let me go ahead and mute these. Boom, right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually just cut these drums right out of here. I want to cut the overheads, the kick, the snare, and the toms. Somewhere right around there. It's a rough cut. And then we're going to come up here to our effects drums. Let me zoom in on this. And we want to cut it right on that downbeat right there. And then we can get rid of the rest because we don't need any more. I just mixed down all the drums just because it's just a little easier. And then when it comes back in, so right there. So let me take that out. Let's zoom in on the effects drum. So I'm editing this effects one right now. So like right there, we'll do a little mini fade. And so all the rest of the drums now to come back into the mix, Let's go ahead and cut those. So this is going to be like the full drum sound. So let me zoom into this. Crossfade that a little bit, or put the little fade on there, and then same thing over here. Yeah, so we don't want that little, we don't want a cut in there. We want this to be nice and smooth. Okay, so I'm gonna fade this in just a little bit and then fade in our effects drum so that hopefully this is very seamless when we go ahead and play this. Cool. So that sounds great. And then coming back out of it. Cool. So that sounds pretty good. Obviously, we can go ahead and tweak that a little later on if we need to. Now let's go up here to our effects drum. So this is just that stereo file of all of our drum mics mixed down. So let me move this over a little bit. So the first thing we want to do is we want to reverse these drums. So it's very important that you don't adjust this clip. You know, don't drag this back and don't drag this forward because it will change things. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and select the clip and you can hit reverse. It's also found over here in process, apply effects, and then reverse right there. So we're going to go ahead and reverse these drums. So now take a listen. So, you know, reverse drums are cool, but, you know, they're not in time and it's not the effect that we're going for. So now what we want to do is we want to put a drum reverb plugin on these drums that we just reversed. So I'm going to go ahead once again, select the clip, right click, insert effect, and then go ahead. We'll pick something that hopefully everyone has, the Reverb. But any reverb plugin will work fine. And so it's very important to remember that we are putting this reverb plugin just on this audio file, okay? Just this little region. We don't want to put it in, you know, the effects bin or anything like that. We want it to be right on the audio file. So now what we can go ahead and do is we want to play around with some of these reverb sounds. So I like these 80s and 90s ones are sometimes cool. Let's see what this sounds like. Oh, okay, that one's kind of cool. So let me go ahead and solo this. And here we go. So I just turned down some of the high dampening just to try to reduce some of that brightness on that reverb. And let's play around this a little more. Okay, so, I mean, that's pretty good. Now, obviously, you can go ahead and change these, 10 different times and, get it to be the way you want. So now that we have that plugin just on this little section of audio, we want to go ahead and bounce the clips. So now what happened is that reverb plugin has now been made part of this audio clip. So now what we want to do is go ahead and hit the reverse one more time, and it's now going to reverse it essentially back to where it was. So now take a listen. So what we did is because we reversed the drums, it like crescendos, it gets to the peak of the drum, and then it crescendos back out. And that's how you get this effect. Now you could also do something fun with this, slap on maybe an EQ, to kind of make it sound a little duller if you wanted to. And obviously you can go back and undo that and change the reverb sound to get it to be really the way you want. But, maybe even something as simple as an effect like this might be kind of cool. That is it. Now, not only can you do this on drums, you could also do it on vocals. I sometimes do it on vocals. It doesn't work as well. Sometimes slower notes kind of work a little better, but you can do the same thing and just blend that in with a main vocal and really have some fun with it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys can use this information on your drums to make your drums sound even cooler. So thank you for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, click that like button and consider subscribing for more content. So not only do I make YouTube videos, but I also produce tracks and I can mix and master your music. So once again, thank you for watching this video. I'm Weezna and True Sound Studios is in your ears.